Variation by Not Murphy. Chapter 27. For Want of a War. Etta. Life is made of things that look complicated and scary and impossible. Those aren't hard to deal with, if broken into smaller pieces. First, I woke up and knew three things.
My wings are gone. I'm stuck in a very cramped place filled with twigs, feathers, and small things that feel sort of twigs but different. And there's an owl sitting on my head.
Putting those facts together one way told her that she was somehow stuck into Aloysius' nest. Another arrangement led her to the conclusion that, yes, Rainbow Dash had, in fact, acted on a powerful creature who was the living manifestation of chaos. Lastly,
The things that are twigs? Probably mouse bones. Okay, problem number one. How do I get out of this nest?
in front of her was solid wood, and to both sides of her it felt more like the same.
Okay, the exit's probably behind me. No problem. Pretty sure the exit hole is in the ceiling of the library.
Well, there were two solutions to that problem. Either
It's in a place I can climb down from, or it isn't.
there was no way of knowing which it would be until she was too committed to turn back. She considered that for a moment. Discord had gone through a great deal of trouble to separate every pony, but he hadn't just killed them outright.
Sure, but what does that mean? Wait, scratch that. It doesn't matter. You probably didn't put any of us in a position it was impossible to survive in.
There would be some time to figure out the rest, if she survived. There seemed to be nothing else she could accomplish by sitting still and thinking about it. She inhaled, braced her forehead on the hard surface before her, exhaled, and pushed. There was a queasy moment with her stomach halfway across the lip of the alcove, but before she could reach around to feel for the wall. A moment later, her hooves struck solid wood, and underneath the ledge, even better. It felt curled and irregular enough to accept hoof grip with minimal difficulty. Niall contemplated her, head tilted to one side and the other. He looked strange somehow. A moment's examination revealed his wings were gone as well.
Absolutely no flying, huh? Oh, I'm going to try to climb down to the landing. I think I'll make it, but I can't promise I will. Would you like to go with me or stay here?
Woo! A violation of the rules of comedy. Fluttershy did not assume the owl was asking a question. The grounded Pegasus nosed up in her right saddlebag and tried to make a large enough space for the nocturnal wrapper. When the bird had nestled itself in as well as it could, she gently placed the flap back down. For a quadruped, climbing down a vertical surface while carrying a bag full of gear and an adult owl, especially when your first recourse would be flying, would seem to be an impossible task. The individual pieces are much less daunting. First, you move one leg to try to find a new grip. If you don't find one easily, then return that hoof to its last grip and try with another leg. It may be easier once you've shifted your center mass a little. Like most forms of balance, it boils down to a question of tension. Not enough, and you lose your grip. Too much, and you may slide right off the wall. But get balanced just right, and your weight is distributed evenly enough that any problems with one grip will be cancelled by the others. Go ahead, be scared, be terrified, but don't listen to your fear. Don't let it control you. Understand that while the voice of doubt wants you safe from harm, it doesn't really know what it's talking about. Take it slowly. The wall isn't going anywhere. Rush, and you may go away from the wall. Take it one bit at a time and reach the bomb in one piece. Rarity watched the pair head for the door, hope and doubt mingling into indigestion deep within her. She resisted the urge to give them step-by-step instructions, because if she didn't trust them to do her best, she might as well give up now. But what if... No, I trusted them before, and I shall continue to trust them now. She shook her head, turning to her half the missing ahead, finding Fluttershy. She thought aloud on the off chance that Diane's sarcasm would provide useful insight, on the more likely chance it would irritate her enough to distract her worrying about Jackie and Rainbow. We have covered every square hoof on the ground floor, and not seen hide nor mane of Fluttershy. This means that Discord must have deposited her somewhere else. Like stuffing her head nest because he's part bird? My pony suppressed a laugh. That's not funny. Wait, it is. Why is he making a... Rarity's head craned up and toward the outer wall where, There was a yellow pony making painfully slow progress down Alice's neck.
The coefficient of friction is...
Verity gently put a hoof on Twilight's nose.
Not now, dear. I need to think.
We finally agree on something. Nerf Pony growls.
We can't do anything that would distract her without risking a fall. This court can discover her at any... Wait, you put her there in the first place. So why hasn't he... Focus, Verity! The biggest risk is injury from a fall, so... Remove the risk of injury, but how?
The futon was tempting, but not nearly padded or flexible enough. Pillows would take too long to gather.
Then, come on! We can move on, figure out what to do.
Thanks again for letting me stay here while... Well, thanks, Mrs. Smith. Squirrel looked out the window, a great many things running through her mind. Apple Blue stood right next to her, probably running through a lot of the same worries.
There ain't nothing of it, child. Ain't no apple gonna turn away a failure in need. Call me Granny. Every pony else in town does.
Yellow Philly regarded her grandmare.
Granny, will you still actually ever hampered the pony field before?
Yates Pony chuckled.
Shucks! That's how old do you think I am? All two horns been a statue and a scary story since before the royal sisters had that virgin argument.
Blue persisted.
But with all the trees going wonky, are we gonna lose the farm?
Smith Ethel sighed, crinkly reaching down to nuzzle her youngest granddaughter.
Ain't no never mind about paying for finances right now. You stick your kin and good friends, and the rest will need to sort itself out.
Scootaloo was startled when Blue's brother spoke up. Look, pronounced the huge red pony, pointing. Every pony turned to see a white unicorn filly with a pink and purple mare running down towards Sweet Apple Farm.
Sweet Apple!
Cried the two fillies, running for the door to meet their friend. Macintosh rose to follow them, only to be stopped by a worn green hoof.
Oh dear, what did you
cackled the Apple family matron. When the sound remained where he was, she gently swatted him on the shoulder.
I didn't say don't go after them. Just let them try to help if they can.
The red pony gave his grandmother a gentle hug before heading out. Yellow's elbows shook her head.
Maybe you had the right idea, Ross, but it's just so hard to let go.
What you doing? Discord's head was right next to her, rotating 90 degrees and grinning like a crocodile. She made 10 strides in 20 minutes. Without context, that sounded pathetic. But Fluttershy felt like she had ever earned every bit of that distance. She was so focused that sudden interruption caused no disruption. Pausing for a moment, she contemplated the odd creature. As the Discord stood out from the wall, as though it were down for him.
I am trying, very carefully, to climb down a nearly vertical surface without falling or injuring myself. Can you do anything to help me achieve that goal?
The Chronicles considered this for a moment. Well, I could.
Ah, that's my mistake. Will you?
And no.
Why not? I'm not going to do anything to amuse you until I am solid ground.
Discord watched in fascination, as his paws twisted as if he was actually going to help. He put them back down and smiled slowly. I make my own fun. He reached behind himself, making noises like someone rummaging through a pile of pots and pans. Hold on. You dropped something a while back. The amalgamated creature let out a yelp. An angry yellow Pegasus was now biting on his muzzle, kicking and flailing for all she was worth. Despite herself, Fluttershy started.
No! Celestia said not to believe his tricks. They can't possibly be...
The doppelganger started biting long enough to snarl at the wall-bound pony.
Run, you idiot! What?
The second yellow pony glared.
This is a trick. I'm not real. Get out of here before he starts to get his claws into you.
Yours, laughing appropriately, is powerful.
That makes no sense. If you're not real, then why would you... Because the bearded wonder over here made me a perfect replica of your superego. Now back off!
Good grief. Even a too-big copy of you is unbearable. Discord grumbled, finally getting the upper claw in his insubordinate imitation. With an awful pop, her wings disappeared, and the spirit disarray tossed away the useless prop.
No!
Fluttershy jumped before she even realized he was considering it. She took a last moment to tighten down her saddlebag strap, and secured the flaps she had let loose for Alice's comfort. She tucked her legs firmly behind herself, and tried to will herself to fall faster, to save her fighting false twin.
No!
The white pony cried when she saw a yellow pony falling. Then she saw the same yellow pony dive after herself.
Wait, what? Huh?
Tony seemed unfazed. Weather Change Regulations Ordinance 1332. All active crew are required to wear protective gear in case of mid-wing flight disability. Addendum. Updated 999 CE. The FW Model 003 and 003 Light Series are considered adequate cautionary gear, as per Captain T's approval. Newsflash, Sparkles. Nobody cares about Miniature regulations. Diane grunted. Told her about whether to act or the wingless pony spread wings. What the? No time for cocky girls. We need to move, as it were. The demon of disharmony laughed so hard he forgot to defy gravity. As he plummeted, inspiration struck. As so did he. Pushing off the wall, he caught Fluttershy +1, using his free claw to cut away the rest of the canvas wings, holding her aloft in one fluid motion. Tugging and rolling, the trio finally came to a rest. A dislodged volume of the DPSM landed on Discord's head. Every pony's a critic. The Super Team figure realized he might have miscalculated when he found himself being double-teamed by Ponyville's top team player. Jumping back, he waved a digit back and forth, muttering, "Eeny, meeny," under his breath. During a lull of the assault, he darted a paw out, tapping one of the flightless Pegasi. As he vanished in a puff, something thud to the ground as "Yeah!" There was a meaty thunk as the Nerf Pony's airborne reverse-turning buck connected with the Spirit Disharmony's skull, sending its upper half careening. The lower half eventually acknowledging a nurse that followed suit. Diane picked herself back up, snarling, "These geeks and losers are mine to pick on! Go find your own victims!" A set of jiggling bells circled Discord's head as he pulled himself vertical again. After carefully stuffing them back into non-existent pockets, he scowled at the four ponies. My, so quick to resort to violence, are we? Very well. I certainly will know when I'm not wanted. You mean, like all the time? And so I'll take my leave, Discord continued, seemingly unaware of any interruption. He grinned smugly. Besides, you've already lost. The front door opened and shut, as it emphasized his statement. Reddy frowned. We never agreed. Tut, my dear. Participation implies consent. After all, you know better than most that ignorance isn't immunity. With a flourish, he produced a battered sign. But I do have some lovely party gifts for you. 2 slightly used horns and a set of refurbished wings. The sign collapsed into a pile of sawdust, blew away in a wind nobody felt. Pop, 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 pop! Horns and wings reappeared as though they had never been gone. Discord let out a loud groan, stretching to his full height, paws pressed to the small of his back. Ugh! It feels so good to be able to stretch after a millennium stone. Tell you what, I need a little break, so I will give you, 2 more hours to find the elements before I send them to the void and make every pony's life a little more interesting. Forever. He leered, glancing at Diane for some reason. Nothing. He scowled. All right, I'm out here. Flashed the light in the cloud cafe. The Draconicos was gone. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more just to be the mayor who walked 1,000 miles to show up at your door. Sang a desaturated earth pony. Rainbow Dash raised an eyebrow. The declaimers. Seriously? Well, I know it's only rock and roll, but I like it. Yeah, sure, whatever. Dash looked away, only to stare in wonder as a 7-foot-tall carrot thing ran by. Mischievous lids craning its head like its end, trying to escape a wrathful orange over buttercream earth pony and a uniquely muscular white Pegasus. What the? You ingrate! I am going to teach you to respect the national order! Carrot Top shouted, wielding a broom. Yeah! Snowflake seemed at least to add enthusiasm. Rainbow smiled. Yeah, 200 pounds of excited pony. Chasing me down would make me want to run the other way, too. Now, left! Wait, I'm sorry, I mean, right! Voice carried from a nearby rooftop. The flowing orange mare scratched her head. There's something here, but what it is isn't exactly clear. Wait, does he do? Rainbow spied the male mare, but couldn't quite believe it. Derpy! Answered the pony in question. Whatever. What are you doing up there? Deflecting your resistance! The dehydrated Pegasus contemplated the sentence. You think you're an electrical component? The blonde mare shook her head. No, deflecting. Directing! Like Izzy just said. Oh my gosh. Hey, Dizzy. I'm sorry, I forgot you had that weird thing where you say stuff. Dizzy's eyes narrowed. Do you have anything useful to say, or are you trying to prove you haven't changed my since high school? No, sister, if you only knew. Look, I'm sorry if I was a jerk or something, Dee, but it doesn't really get anymore, does it? Grey Hoof cut out whatever else the depressed Pegasus was about to say. At the other end of the leg, Jackie glared up at her, moving very deliberately. Carefully withdrew a copy of the letter Rarity had written, placing it in Rainbow's reluctantly outstretched hoof. Jackie had no sooner removed the hoof from Nas's muzzle than he made a shushing motion, followed by a carrying motion toward Derpy. Rainbow nodded, sighing. Great. Now it's not enough I make myself miserable, spreading it around. Holding the scroll carefully in her mouth, Rainbow Dash slowly fought her way to the rooftop where Derpy stood, wearing a worried expression. Is there something wrong with you? You don't look good. Rainbow Dash shrugged, proffering the letter. Eventually, the naturally great Pegasus even took it. Shanghai Shack. That's their answering Pegasus nodded, so the statement made sense. Quickly flying back to where the Earth Pony waited, fearing that trying to run away would only cause Jackie to chase her. What seemed even worse than simply trudging through this pointless exercise. For her part, Jackie caught a glimpse in the distance, and gestured for the Pokey Pegasus to preamble, and the Earth Pony to race after what she had seen. Twilight contemplated the yellow Pegasus, glancing at Rarity. General Thyos of Equus is calling us saying, another such victory, and I shall be ruined. The white unicorn scratched her muzzle. Well, I wanted to exactly call this much of a success, but initially, a soft hiccuping sound reached her ears. She followed the other unicorn's gaze. Fluttershy was doubled over, quietly sobbing, while she pressed something. Fluttershy! The pony flinched at the sound of her own name, only regretting meeting Rarity's gaze. Yellow Pegasus shook her head, while still quietly touching something to her barrel. Assistant Professor Bell made to reach for it, when Diane smacked her hoof away, frowning deeply. The image of two manticores flashed through the unicorn's mind as she nodded. Tempering her voice, Rarity lowered her head to eye level with the yellow pony. He's gone. You're safe now. She raised the hoof, hesitantly. The Pegasus didn't flinch, not even when all three of her friends cocooned her in a group hug. Rarity cast a single confused glance at Diane, but the other pony scowled and jerked her away towards Fluttershy. After a few moments, the weather pony's shoulders released one of her attention. She looked up at Rarity, revealing the yellow doll she clutched, silky pink arm for a mane and tail. You chased the wrong one. I'm not. Rarity and Twilight shared the same thought. That's impossible, isn't it? Finally, the white mare spoke. Shh, you're sorted out. You don't have to worry anymore. Now for the hot pot. Rarity schooled her features, trying for the same benevolence she used with Spike and Sweetie. May I see Fluttershy? It broke her heart to see the uncertainty and hope so artlessly expressed on the pink-mared boy's face as he passed it all over, careful as it were a treasure or a living thing. Librarian couldn't detect any signs of life force. Twilight, the resident expert, seemed to be cut off from her own resources by whatever emotional scarring discord had inflicted upon the formerly purple pony. Seeing how badly the Pegasus wanted the doll back, Rarity returned it, drawing out the voice in the back of her head, and pointing out that keeping the doll might make sense to prevent the now gun-shy Pegasus from fleeing at the first sign of danger. I am almost certainly better than that. The fact remained, however, that in the end they needed Fluttershy to be present. The elements only worked in concert. Trying to replace one of them would guarantee failure. You come with us. We can't finish this without your help. The maybe Fluttershy seemed torn. I want to help you, but that means seeing him again. I don't know if I can. What if he realizes his mistake and decides to just make me disappear? Then she'd be completely alone. Pony's face became rapid and ragged as she began working herself into. Diane grabbed the yellow pony's face and stared directly her in the eye. Hey, listen, no! The pony shook her head. It turned the Pegasus' head slowly from side to side as well.
Not gonna happen. He's got no power to influence us what we don't give him. You are better than that.
Fluttershy tried to shake her head. Diane gently, but firmly held it in place.
No, listen to me. If you're going to give up your own will, then you are now subject to mine, and I say you will do this. You will do this. You will come willingly. Not because those important to Fluttershy need you. Not because it's the right thing to do, or any horse apples like that. You will do this for yourself. Is that clear?
Diane instantly remembered that she had a hold of the Pegasus' head and let go. Yellow Pony nodded slowly. Diane nodded back.
Good, let's go.
She started towards the door, pausing to glance at the godsmacked unicorns.
Did I stutter? Move your flanks!
Archaeology Pony grinned, dismissing a momentary impulse to salute. She tried after the pair.
Yes, I can work with this. This is going to work. This is going to work. I can feel it.
Chapter 28. For Want of a War. Omega. Right, never gonna find out about the dark side again. The spirit of disharmony and chaos admired the sunny sky as fluffy pink clouds playfully chased Pegasi to and fro. He sought to smell some flowers, terrifying a pink and blonde mare who had hidden behind them. She swooned. This Gord had known ponies all that. He felt like dancing. He summoned a lion buffalo from Appaloosa to back him up. It was a great day to be alive, and with just a few artful adjustments, he was able to hit the citizens of Ponyville appreciate this fact as well, in his own special way. The fact that everything was going according to his plans, more or less, certainly helped keep his mood buoyant. The conquest added one or two more surprises to keep everyone on their hooves, while he left town on a couple of errands, visiting old friends and making a new one. With a tug of his beard, the Dread Conquest vanished into a swirl of smoke, then sped towards the Equestrian Council. Jackie spared a glance above and behind her. Yes, Rainbow Dash was still following her. She sighed. Fliggers. Might as well finish the task Rare gave us before I try to fight a moose. Dash was considering giving up the chase, when the Earth Pony glanced up to see if she was still following. I guess it's easier to just keep going to try to outrun her. At least now she could barely see what the wandering pony was after. Halfway across the town she spied Spike.
Looks like he's headed to my workshop. Whatever.
Something about the idea filled her with a sense of dread. Best not to dwell on it, though. She already felt terrible. Why borrow the extra trouble? Scootaloo double-checked the bearings on her scooter's back wheels, feeling a bit of pride. Having an engineer for whatever the hay Dash was to her could really be a drag sometime, especially when the older Pegasus went on and on about keeping her stuff clean and maintained. But at times like this, she had to admit, only to herself, that it was really good to have complete confidence in her stuff. While she waited for the signal, she considered all the lame stuff that had happened that day. Blowing up a school field trip by releasing an ancient spirit of chaos, having her first meeting of the princess be overshadowed by that, and then being sent back to the shop and wait and see if everything turned out. She hated feeling useless, especially when the orange filly knew everything was kind of her fault. And where was the big climactic fight with Discord happening? A library. What were they going to do? Read the spirit of disharmony into submission? Light glimmered up at her.
Oh, that's the signal!
She pushed off, heading down the steepest hill of Ponyville. She was on a collision course with a monster made of candy. Sleevebell was distracting it, while Apple Blue and Twist threw water on it. Yeah, Twist. Scootaloo hadn't been expecting her when CMC compatriots had shown up at the shop. The Pegasus buzzed out of her wings, trying to pick up as much speed as he could, and not think about how she complained about the green-furred filly tagging along. Luckily, she'd been outvoted. Then he discovered this gumdrop goblin. All of a sudden, the candy maker went from being a fifth leg to Napoleon's understudy. Scoots crouched, lowering her profile and constantly to her air resistance.
Stay out of my head, Dash!
Despite her tone of annoyance, she grinned. Rarity watched the half-ton of buffalo turn on point, as he absently patted the pink-maned, panicking Pegasus pony. The bull was actually doing a good job of keeping his hoof pointing correctly. She kept being distracted by the fact that all the tribes bovine were wearing form-fitting leotards and pink ruffles. She shuddered. Poor little Strongheart looked like a potato in a knit sock. And it only got worse from there. The unicorn's left eye twitched occasionally, as he tried to make casual conversation.
So this, Jane Serpent, she thunderhers, I started to believe its words, and little Strongheart has not, that is, what are you saying? Sigfax and Hasten warned women desired to move on, before Diane burst into laughter, as she was so obviously wanted to do. First, I kept asking if they could go home yet. And Jason Buffalo nodded.
Yeah, she's challenging him for leadership of the tribe.
But why are they performing a primitive dance? The Russian shrugged, an action that took much longer to finish than one expected.
Those are the new rules. The chief is still the chief until he loses, so they do it his way.
The Buffalo seemed dazed, not altogether there. The assistant professor nodded immediately, recognized the bureaucracy when he heard it.
Really, I'm sure she doesn't actually want to take her father's position, but doesn't see how to convince him. Otherwise, this is the wrong thing for the people. I mean, really, ballet! I can see them trying software for Reverend Darcy, but this is... Ah! Focus!
Rarity realized he had sounded aloud.
Pardon me,
she said, weakly smiling. Out of the corner of her eye, she spied a great Pegasus chasing some pony on the ground. The flyer had a toolkit slipped from her saddlebags.
That is Rainbow Dash, no doubt about it.
The white unicorn used a burst of magic to pick up her Earth Pony and Pegasus companions.
Come along, girls! This hustle ends soon, one way or another.
The chase was on. Diane crossed her forehoofs, floating through the air past the town librarian.
Hey, it's about time.
Nearing her target, Scootaloo realized the monster had a fully clutched in one dissolving paw. It seemed to be Diane Tiara, though it was hard to tell as the pony in question was half coated in solidified sugar. The athletic filly's anger surprised her. She was, in fact, worried about the boy's welfare. Buzzing her wings furiously, she coaxed every bit of speed she could manage. The young Pegasus modified her plan, performing an ollie at the last possible moment, leaping off the scooter, tackling the Earth Pony out of the diabolical desert demon's grasp. Her scooter smacking into the central marshmallow mass, smashing through the confectionery creature. And recantably, Sleebell teach her how to use a thesaurus. Finally drawing to a stop, she heard Pony screaming like a little colt. Luckily, it was Tiara, and when the snob noticed she was being watched, she shut up. Scootaloo patted her on the shoulder and trotted over to her friends, which, yeah, she guessed did include the candy maker's daughter. Apple Bloom watched Scootaloo trot up, grinning from ear to ear. Nora's filly tried to do a huff-buff with a twist, and ending up having to teach her how to perform one. Bloom left them to their exercise, instead heading over to see how Tiara was doing.
Tiara, you okay?
The yellow filly asked, careful not to display any sign of weakness or contempt. The pink filly's muzzle crinkled as the muddy filly sought some reply. Apple Bloom held up a hoof to forestall whatever venom awaited.
Hello, this ain't the elementary. None of the rules apply today. I'm not going to pretend either of us can stand one another. But today, Powerfield needs every pony.
Tiara took this in with a raised eyebrow.
And what does that mean?
One Earth Pony asked the other.
It means we can really use your help.
Apple Bloom held her face neutral. Don't tend too much, or make it look like you're trying to express something.
Really? You need my help?
The white and purple maned pony asked, skepticism warring with curiosity. The apple filly giggled.
Nope, but I'm asking for it just the same. I gotta say it. It's necessary we gotta follow the rules today. And frankly, a little war's getting kind of boring, don't you think?
She didn't have the fortune to create grimace that thought brought her. Diamond Tiara finally stopped at the part of herself that jumped into the part being needed.
Alright, fine. I owe you losers something for the assist.
She allowed, her countenance darkening for a moment.
But don't think this means anything is going to be different after today.
Diamond glared at the orchard filly before taking the offered hoof. Apple Bloom grinned.
I will normally.
Celestia grinned the 10th time Luna came by to check on her. She knew from experience that when the positions were switched, she had done the same thing.
Has it truly been a year? I've done everything possible to make these days last, and yet they still slip away so quickly.
Luna caught the sage in her little big sister's idea.
Sister, what troubles you? The filly shook her head. Just thinking about...
Out of the corner of her eye, she saw...
Discord!
Leaping off her bed, the Solar Princess momentarily forgot her stature, wrestling to stand between the spirit disharmony and her sister. The serpentine equinoid doubled over in laughter. legs kicking spasmodically in the air. Celestia was reminded of her redeeming reason when a blazing orb of sunfire failed to materialize. Her horn only producing the faintest of fizzling drops. Desperately swallowing her own snickers, Luna hugged Philly, taking a moment to nuzzle her before gently setting her behind the lunar princess. Lily bolted shadow self stoked his spirits his mockery. Spitting a cloud of purple smoke, he rose to his feet, coughing. Well, well, Discord chuckled. Looks like little Luna's all grown up now. The midnight blue alicorn regarded the patchwork creature tensely, ready for anything. We suppose you have not come here to surrender, she said, speaking the question as a statement. The Chronicles snorted. You always did have a sense of humor. No, I'm here to do... Everyone in the room tensed. This! The creature leaned forward. The alicorn tonight tore it apart as the swarm of micrometeors. At the same time, a slap resounded in the room, followed by a high-pitched yelp. Celestia lay upright, but quickly sprouted to a stand, glancing at her restored cutie mark, and the red pattern present on the same spot, before flashing bright red and glaring fiercely at Discord. Luna choked on her rage, crashing to the Chronicles to the palace wall. She snarled ferociously. You go too far! I ain't going to! Discord groaned. Oh, please, you'll do nothing. The Chronicles put off the Night Princess's reply. I still have all the power and time I took for Celestia. Fight me now, and I'll expend it defending myself. Your only hope is that Uncommon and the Hairbuns somehow beat me. He rolled his eyes. Unless you wanted to be saddled with weak widows selling for a few centuries. The beast of his hurry became vaporous, slipping past and around Luna as he whispered in her ear. Your hope is my shield. That feeling of weakness is what happens when you let yourself care too much. Your sister taught me that lesson. The dark alicorn smoldered, but made no move to stop the amalgamate as he walked to the balcony. One paw on the railing, he turned to look at the sisters again. Oh, I suppose I should remind you. Kids her age can be subject to random magical urges. The alicorn of the moon snored. You are mistaken, master. That is a problem suffered by much younger foes. This chaos spirit shrugged. Oh, my mistake. Well, she does now. The Chronicles flung himself out the window, falling upward into the clear blue sky. Luna watched, debating hitting him with a focus graphic pulse. She turned to her sister to ask Celestia about Discord's last comment. The filly's eyes shone with a bright yellow light. All the shadows of the room began to sway and lurch, as though a candle were being swung around widely. But Toad! In the middle of the day, there's no need for candles. Oh dear. The Night Princess ran to the balcony, where she beheld the sun swooping about madly in the sky, and steadily growing larger. Princess Luna sighed, closing her eyes. She couldn't hope to wrest control of the solar orb from her sister, ruler of the Day Star. She could, however, banish the sun below the horizon by calling forth her own namesake. As he did, Luna's summoning Luna made the sun drop below the mountains so silently one could almost imagine it making some sort of sound. An elderly green Pegasus stood in the doorway, unnoticed in the chaos. The director of the Department of Inquiry dropped the scrolls he had been carrying about around, and began marching out of the castle. This is absolutely the last straw, he groused, deciding to take the afternoon off, called on an old associate of his. The events all sort of squished into one another, but Spike was sure he got to the workshop before Jackie and Rainbow Dash caught up with him. Specifically, he remembered asking Sleepy Bell about the loose crowd of ponies. Whoa! Where did all the ponies come from?
We, ran into Miss Dew and her friends, and the more ponies noticed us, the more, and well...
Sleepy Bell gestured at the 30 or more ponies gathered in front of Dash's workshop. Spike almost had enough time to ask, Have you heard from any? When Applebloom jumped up. Sonic! She shouted, looking past the small dragon at something. Spike frowned. No, I was going to say... It was Scootaloo who interrupted him the second time. Rainbow Dash? Spike stomped his foot. No! Wait, what are you looking at? Turning around, he beheld a great earth pony, a great Pegasus coming to a stop next to him. As his brain unfroze, he recognized the elder Apple sister, and Ponyville's resident designer. Hey! The young dragon visited. Where's Rarity?
Did you win? Is it over? Jackie peered back at Rainbow Dash, waggling her eyebrows up and down, while gesturing at young Heatspike. The gray Pegasus sighed, trying forward, and pulled a scroll from her bags. Coming, no, and no, unfortunately. After a moment, Spike took the hint and took the proffered scroll, crediting it quickly. Yeah, Verity would like you to make several copies of that. Of course, that was before we knew you'd be gathering half the town in our place. Rainbow concluded. Spike nodded, getting to work. Scootaloo jumps in alone into conversation. Okay, what's the deal, Dash? The Pegasus Mayor looked at the filly, nonplussed. Huh? Young Pegasus groaned. Why are you gray all of a sudden? What's next? Where are the elements? And yes, nice to see you too. Something was very wrong here, and no pony was bothering to explain. Rainbow chuckled. Right. Thanks for reminding me, kid. We need you to evacuate every pony, and that includes the three of you. A chorus of complaints from the Crusaders greeted the order. Scootaloo glowered. You're not answering my questions! What is happening? She bit out the words, surprised at the lack of words from her guardian. Normally, the athletic pony was wishing Rainbow Dash would just stop talking sometimes. But now that she had the experience, she found the tourist far worse than the colorful pony's usual stream. You got the elements, why do we need to run away? If you don't have them, why can't we help you look for them? For the first time since she saw not desaturated, Rainbow seemed animated for a moment. No! I don't want you anywhere near that creep! This court is causing you, did I? She shivered. What if Scootaloo's parents lived in that other timeline? The orange filly took a step back. You're afraid. This isn't about... You want to run away! Her pupils shrank. Oh, no. No. You're giving up. That's it, isn't it? You're fucking giving up! She backed away from the depressed pony. You can't... You've never... She felt sick to her stomach. Her breath was shallow and rapid. A hiss in her breathing turned to laughter. I thought you were different. I thought you cared. But you don't, do you? I hate you! The words shocked her to silence, but they'd been said. I hate you! You stupid... Whatever! Out of the way. Somewhere else. They all sounded like better places to be than where she was. Time to scoot. Albert Newton's first law of motion tells us that an object at rest tends to stay at rest, unless acted upon an outside force. The force motivating Rainbow Dash up, and after the rapidly feeling filly, was open to debate. The mare herself wasn't all sure, but she knew that she couldn't let Scootaloo leave. Not like this. And that had to be enough. On the 23rd floor of a Manhattan apartment building, a fitful filly slept on soundly, wrestling with nighttime interpretations of the difficulties of her day. Next to her bed, a living nightmare took a moment to glance out the window and contemplate the nature of the city. In abstract, he considered the place a bastion of order and structure. But this close, he could feel the pulse of chaos underneath the infrastructure. The stress of competition turning pony against pony. The discarded, the unlawful skulking to darkened corners. The billies themselves trotting along inside, desperate to crumble and fall. When he was done with Ponyville, he was going to have to investigate this civilization business further. That's enough idle speculation. Back to the task at paw. He reached up and plucked a single strand of hair from his mane, watching it twist and writhe in his paw like a living thing. Twirling his digits, he spun a fragment of his essence into a wisp of shimmering smoke, holding it under the filly's muzzle until she inhaled it with a gasp. As much as he decided backed-up plans as both a habit of order, he reasoned that doing it just this once was an unpredictable act. Discord paused and made ready to return to Ponyville as destiny. Maybe, just maybe, I will reclaim that bit after I won. Who knows what fruit a seed of chaos might grow? Could be entertaining to find out. With a snort and shake of his head, he dismissed the speculation. He could do whatever he wanted to, after he had won. With a moment's thought, he became a gray wind, resting out the window, following a course of Ponyville, and been contemplated by another filly a decade past. Not taken. Possibilities whirled in her mind as the white unicorn rounded the last corner to behold the crowd of ponies milling about. Her eyes immediately found Heatspike as he began trying toward him, even as he noticed Rainbow Dash's departure,
the conversation Jackie and Applebloom were trying to have. Neighbors, friends, co-workers ran the ponies off the street. Her eyes kept picking out more and more members of the crowd as she approached her objective. Fluttershy squealed quietly when she saw the huge crowd. The weather pony panicked, trying to run away, only to run into Diane, who just happened to be walking right behind her. Her mare stubbornly continued moving forward, the Pegasus' hooves leaving furrows in the dirt as the ground pared forward. Moments later, the regular pony was recognized, then surrounded, as the weather captain was thronged by well-wishers, die-sledged past, taking a moment to smirk at Rarity. Was remained a white mare that herbalist claimed to know where the elements had been taken. A fact she had filed away for after she had made certain Heatspike was all right. Finally reaching her adopted son, the scholarly mare was surprised to realize Twilight was still following her, watching everything with blind curiosity. Ignoring that for a moment, Rarity watched the little dragon steadily copying text, a smile creeping over her lips for what felt like the first time all day. Before she could speak, Spike spied the shadow that had fallen over him, glancing up with a look of hope that was rewarded with so few things in history. That, of course, is when the sun unceremoniously dropped from the sky, plunging the city into darkness. Shrieks and shouts echoed, ponies stumbling as they tried to adjust to the wan moonlight so suddenly. Rarity sighed, knowing that some pony had to climb everybody down before they were done in by accidents. She felt a bittersweet pang, borrowing a little showmanship from an old friend, using a little magic to generate a sourceless seeming ambient light as she jumped onto a nearby crate. Clearing her throat, Rarity addressed the assembled ponies. "Good day to you all, my friends, family, and neighbors. And Cherry Baby. I know you have all seen strange and upsetting things around town. The Royal Sisters themselves have tasked my friends and myself with stopping the cause of this havoc, and I'm here to tell you that the conflict is almost over. This court is a being of chaos, and he thinks he's fighting the forces of order. Well, that is not who we are, and we do not have to accept his terms. A pony is a creature of harmony. We are balance, and as such the spirit of disarray only has as much power over us as we allow him to have." She grinned, looking out over the crowd. "Personally, I'm not about to cede my home to him. The more insane and outlisted his antics have become, the more desperate I know he is. Come with me, because together we are unstoppable. If we hold together, we will see this day through. We will see balance restored, and I promise you we will have the return of harmony." While the applause was by no means overwhelming, the scholar took her consolation where she could. They were with her, however dubiously. Their hope would be what see this plan through. For once, Spike had no complaints about public affection, but she hugged and nuzzled him within an inch of his life. It took no time at all to find Diane, who nodded and began leading their fractured band to the fateful clearing past town. Scootaloo scored a token protest. It wasn't that she was physically uncomfortable, but praying cocoon in a full-wing hug in public with her friends and enemies watching felt embarrassing. At the same time, she wasn't quite willing to break free. Every now and then, the elder Pegasus would nuzzle the filly's mane, or else some inaudible word of apology or affirmation. Together, they watched the naturally great Pegasus pick up the box. The doctor simply stared, a large, goofy grin on his muzzle. Nora's filly had stumbled across the hiding place of the elements. "Can you really have hidden something when you drop it in a box and plant it in a muddy billboard next to it, though?" He considered the matter, but it didn't really matter. The narcotic was somehow enchanted surrounding area with Zeno's paradox of motion. Or really, the common misinterpretation people have about it. Ribbity-robbity. They tried everything to get the box open. Magic didn't work. The distance effectively became infinite. Flight didn't work out well. One poor bloke tried diving straight down and ended up falling at indefinitely slow speed, about 10 strides out of reach. Neither physical strength nor sheer willpower availed either. No, in the end, poor depth perception won the day. Deborah started on one side and tried to walk to the other. She actually tripped over the box. Thankfully, that ended the spell, which unfortunately meant that, Dudley. That's the top's name of it, I'm sure of it. Anyway, the charcoal Pegasus came crashing down, dismissing the box and the mail mare. The zigzagging pink clouds first for the random paths conversing on the bold statement and Tyson that was the final physical legacy of the cloud boom. Spiraling down, they formed a pink and brown striped funnel, whirling with various energy, and occasionally sparking off greenish white lightning and peppermint sticks? A beast of many parts stepped forth, snake's tail lashing as he gestured for calmness with an eagle's claw and a lion's paw. Now, my little ponies, I know you're excited to see me, but the real show is about to start. Discord chuckled. He raised the eagle claw skyward. Suddenly, every cloud, white, pink, black, and all shades, began to rush toward the glowing funnel. With a flourish, the Chronicles produced a silver hourglass filled with fluorescent pastel sand. Flipping up at the top, despair and disharmony pulled out a generous pitch, tossing into the storm. For a moment, the clouds shone with the light of the sun, then darkened to pitch black, picking up with such speed that the howling winds made ponies flatten their ears. He carefully secured the top of the hourglass and screwed a wooden handle to its middle. The spirit of chaos laughed. Ha 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 ha! Well, what do you think? I call it the Storm of Ages. What's that I hear? You want an encore? Glancing down to gather equanimity, he spied a blond Pegasus struggling against the wind, trying to drag the elements away. Somehow, Discord's groan was perfectly audible, despite the growing cacophony. The serpentine figure began stomping toward the retreating Pegasus, his steps eating out the distance. Behind him, the storm continued to grow, threatening to devour the sky. Ditsy, stop! Derpity, stop! Dippity, stop! Do, stop! What am I to do with you? He towered over the gray mare, seemingly a dozen pony legs tall, yet right next to her. Why am I not surprised to find you here? Discord paused, stroking his beard. No, really, why not? I've never tried this before. And yet you being here seems so predictable, somehow. Derpy shielded the box, glaring into the baleful regard of chaos. Moments later, she had been terrified, horrified even. Now all she felt was anger.
What's your problem, mister? If you think I'm nothing, then why bother telling me that? I think you're the one that's afraid, and you should stop saying things.
She swallowed, determined not to give this creep even a single tear.
I can see through you, you know. Somebody told you you're no good, a loser, you're helpless. You listened even. You thought you didn't want to. You couldn't help yourself. So now all you can do is fail. Fail and fall.
She bit the inside of her cheeks, but continued.
This can still end well if you just let it.
Discord swung the timepiece like a croquet mallet, snarling inarticulately. Derby had just enough time to make a silent apology to her daughter, that she wouldn't see her again, before she was swept away by a quick-moving round mass. The hourglass hammer struck the stallion's skull, making a deep thunk noise, and lifting the pony bodily into the air, spinning head over heels before being sucked into the vortex. The Draconicus was, his chest heaving for a moment, before he began laughing maniacally. 6 threads were there within moments, although their haste couldn't prevent what had already happened. Rarity gently removed the contents of the box, addressing each element to its bearer, as the other survivors of Omega Flight came up to retrieve their great friend. Yellow Pegasus tucked the yellow doll under one of Derby's hooves. As the band of Pegasi retreated, the remaining ponies looked at each other. There really wasn't anything to say. The spirit of harmony just conjured a pocket watch, and consulted it before glancing up at the bearers of the elements. Let's get this little sham over with, shall we? You get one shot, and then I'm taking away all hope. It makes you ponies do some amazingly stupid things. He snarled, impatiently tossing away the pair of nasty red shades he was inexplicably holding, and certainly not paying a target on his chest. Ponies took formation, standing with very expressive determination as absolutely nothing happened. No fireworks, no shimmering rainbows of light and friendship and puppies, no glowing levitation, nothing. Rainbow Dash poked her necklace, glancing at their fearless leader. Bears, do you know what we're supposed to do now? 'Cause I gotta tell you, there's no way to tolerate I'm hugging that! She deadpanned, turning her head towards the Patchwork's monstrosity. For his heart, Discord counted to 60 under his breath, before opening his eyes again. Then he let 10 seconds go by, his left hoof tapping impatiently. Oh, for Pete's! Finally, the elemental chance began to emit a bright white glow, hauling all the bearers aloft. Verity's eyes glowed with the same illumination, until the light flickered and went out, unceremoniously dropping every pony back to the ground. The Chronicles made a popping noise on his lips. Yeah, I'm going to have to give you a D for effort, but that counts. With a flick of his wrist, Discord wrested the inner elements from their bearers, falling together and approaching the Chaos Spirit inside a spear of energy. With one swing of his mallet, the Serpentine Fairy knocked the enchanted jewelry into the grazing storm cloud of warp space and time, before the assembled 6 ponies could reach him. The 6 came to a halt as the elements winked out of existence, the storm vanishing again. The gray Pegasus looked around and simply sat down, hose over her face. The yellow one gasped and fled as fast as he could, seeking any sort of cover whilst he desperately searched to see where Derpy had gone. She needed to hide Fluttershy somewhere safe. The Wayfarer nodded and simply began heading toward the nearest road. Both unicorns stood, mouths agape. The second Earth pony simply stared at the Conquest, as if to say, now what? Discord let them do their things, while he sauntered up to the assembled mass of pony. After a good 30 seconds, he casually snapped his fingers, teleporting to the strong bearers before him. He winked at his audience. You'll want to watch this part, folks. It has been a very, very long time since anyone has seen a bearer of the 6th element lose her faith. I do beg your pardon, but what exactly are you expecting here? The boys looked at her, really looked for perhaps the first time. Did her host just look to tease bit dull? Even if you had managed to strain my confidence in these matters, it doesn't really matter. I've always known I was the one who had to fizz up. Despite the confidence in her voice, there was definitely a growing grayness to her coat. It was past her knees now, and working faster through her tail and mane. Most of my life I had no pony to rely on. Certainly no pony who I could understand what I felt, feared, and fought for. Under withers, and halfway across her barrel now. And it seems like every time I try to do something nice, I'm punished for it somehow. The grayness began to climb up her neck. You know what? I'm tired from apologizing for being smaller than other ponies. I'm tired of being made to feel bad for knowing what I want and pursuing it. We can't all be humble, small, and shrinking. What a boring world would that be? And it was over. The gray unicorn blinked to shed a single tear and fell silent. Discord watched as he quietly assembled equestrians. After a moment he blinked. That's it. Yes, no pony. I won. No pony yet contradicted him. Snapped with his fingers. The storm vanished as though it had never been there. Brass band appeared and began to play a boisterous celebration. I won! He waited to pause. The instruments exploded. He tried out the words again. I won! He began warming to the concept. The gesture to sky exploded fireworks. I won! Reminded his tons of hysteria to his voice. Another wave and the cascading sparks fizzled and went quiet. I won! It was only really real way to celebrate. Prentice paused around his torso and began to laugh, deep and loud. I won!